Y'all, we are struggling out here. We are really struggling.
Our whole world will change while stepping into love. Oh, take a chance on us. Take a chance on us.
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Tish.
I'm Brian.
And it's been rough, y'all.
Before we get to all that, I guess y'all know the drill. Gotta tell you to leave us a like, leave some comments, and of course subscribe, and then click the bell notification because YouTube loves to see that stuff. Loves to see that you're actually talking to us, interacting with us, and enjoying what we're talking about. So you click that bell notification, and you'll find out as soon as we upload a video and all that good stuff. And we didn't know we were uploading anything this week. We didn't know we were going to be able to upload anything.
Or have any type of electricity because it's been rough.
So, Sunday starts us, okay, it's good. There's going to be winter weather, and this is going to be really cold. We had been to the store, but we hadn't been to the store like we're never going to get to leave our house again because it's Texas. We have storms, but it's like we get this storm like maybe once a year, and it lasts for a day,
right.
Maybe two.
And the snow is melted the next day.
Yeah. So Sunday when it actually started snowing, it's like, okay, the school was canceled. It's virtual school, but still, hey, it's a snow day. Kids are actually excited at first. Hey, we're going to play in the snow, whatever, because they don't ever see snow, hardly. Mm-hmm. We usually see ice. We don't really see snow, but it was actual snow coming down. And about Sunday night, the power went out. Again, that happens like maybe during the summer when there's, usually around thunderstorm we lose power, and even that maybe is a couple of hours. This turned into just the whole thing where it was off for hours at a time. And then it would go, they do what they call
rolling blackouts.
Yeah, and we literally just learned what a rolling blackout was because most of the time we don't have those. Rolling blackouts where the power goes out for it's on purpose. The power company turns your power off on purpose so everything doesn't get overloaded. So your power might be on for 45 minutes or an hour. And start up, you're like, okay, maybe an hour or so without power, and it's back for an hour. And then the intervals kind of start getting longer, and it would be on for maybe 20 or 30 minutes, then be out for 2 or 3 hours again, and it just kept getting longer and longer. Of course, at this point, it's really, I think it was at that point probably like negative or 2 degrees or something outside.
Yeah, the first time we had a rolling blackout, I didn't anticipate that it was going to be a rolling blackout. I'm like, okay, the lights just went out, they're going to come back on and stay on, and we're going to be fine. So it was like, 2 a.m.?
Start cooking breakfast and stuff.
Yeah, well, it was before it was like 2 a.m. and he was like, well, the lights just came back on. I was like sleep. And I was like, okay, so the lights are on, they're going to stay on. So when I woke up, the lights were back off again. So I guess that was part of the rolling blackout. I was not prepared.
This is our first rolling blackout experience. And it was not fun at all. And we were some of the lucky people because a lot of people, I have friends, their power went out Sunday, and in some cases, it's still not back on. And, whether it's wind chill, -10, -15. And being Southerners, we are not prepared for anything remotely like this.
Yeah, when the lights were out, it would get down into the 40s inside the house. So we were freezing, we were huddled up, we had blankets. It was rough. Something I've never experienced before.
Yeah, last time I remember it getting this cold, I think I was 6 or 7, so it's been 40 years. This is a generational storm. Nothing like this, especially since we've been in Texas, nothing like this has ever happened before. It's, just a rough feeling to your kids are like, okay, seriously, when are we going to have power again? You're going to you don't know. How long is it going to be cold like this? We don't know.
And the first day, it was pretty rough for them. Like you said, it was new to them. They've never experienced this before. So the first day was kind of rough. Because they're used to internet, TV, and all of that. So we didn't have, we didn't
being
have
able
any
to
of that.
cook warm food when they want. Just go, you want food, go get, some Chef Boyardee, put it in the microwave. It's just, that has been their life for our oldest kid is, 14. It's just what the longest hour you had before this baby, maybe 3 or 4 hours. It's usually in the spring or in the summer when it's like, okay, it's slightly warm, but you can deal with it. We had never had anything like this before.
Yeah, they adapted to it quickly, so that's one thing I can say. After day one was rough, but the days preceding that, they got used to it.
I think it's because, over the past year, there's been so much uncertainty to where they've I hate to say that they've gotten used to it, but in a lot of ways they have just had to get used to crazy things happening and just unpredictability, because that's where we're at right now. And they have had to get used to having to wear masks everywhere they go and not being able to get out and having to go to school virtually as opposed to being in person. This has been a lot.
Yeah, when the lights would come on for the brief time that they did, taking showers and cooking was like a marathon. It was like, okay, y'all heard me get in this shower. It's 5 of us. We all got to take showers. Yeah. Get in, get out. That was the MO. Get in, get out.
Because without warm water, you get right. And we're all going to be huddled up closer than we need to be to each other.
Yes, everybody needs to be fresh and clean.
We had no idea how long.
And cooking, y'all, I had to do some marathon cooking. Like, before all of this, I would cook food and freeze it. Like, the first time the lights came back on, I had pulled out some spaghetti that I had cooked and frozen. So that fed us that night. And then the next time, I had to get real creative. Like, I had to hurry up. Like, I would cook half of dinner in the morning when the lights would come back on, because I know it'll be nighttime before they come on again. And then I would cook the other half of dinner at night, just to have a complete meal when we could eat again at night. And so one thing I've noticed is that during this whole time, we have not been snacking. We didn't eat much, didn't drink much of anything, because we were trying to save, because we didn't know how long we were going to be like this, so we were trying to save whatever little food we had.
Yeah, because we had groceries, but we didn't have like, hey, you might be locked up for a week and not able to. We tried to see if we could even get it. We couldn't even get out of the driveway, really. Mm-hmm. The wheels started spinning, okay, because somebody like just determined.
I tried to get out, y'all. I tried. I think I could have made it.
You could not. We couldn't get out of the driveway. How could you have made it to the
We didn't try that hard to get out the driveway. We got out the garage, basically.
And it was difficult to get out of the garage. Mm-hmm. So now imagine.
I probably would have been slipping and sliding, but I would have made it.
So you all those people that got run over, so you would not have made it.
Y'all, did y'all see that wreck in Fort Worth?
That's what I'm talking about.
That was a complete nightmare.
At the old house, yeah, you'd have made it because the store was 10 feet away. But we live in the country now. I'm talking about our street, y'all. There aren't even hardly any tire tracks in our street. I think
no one is leaving the neighborhood.
Because everybody came out the same thing. Like, couldn't even really get out of the tires or spinning in the driveway and couldn't get out.
But I was reading on our neighborhood app that if you can get out of the neighborhood, then, you're in the clear. Because the main roads were fine. It's just getting out of the neighborhood. And we couldn't get out. And still can't get out. My truck is parked outside. Oh, we gotta talk about the garage experience. So, with it being freezing, the pipes are freezing up. So we were like, if the pipes burst, we'll shut the water off and we would have to leave the house in case the house flooded. Well, with the electricity off, the garage door doesn't open. So during the brief moment that the lights came on, he opened the garage up and it stayed up for about, a few hours until the lights, about 12 hours until the lights came back on. So I was like, why don't we back the truck out and close the garage up? Because I didn't feel comfortable leaving our garage open all night. So that's how we determined that we couldn't get anywhere, because when I backed out of the garage, the wheels started spinning because it was nothing but ice.
Yeah.
And we have a J-swing driveway. Getting out of our driveway is difficult anyway without ice and snow.
You don't end up in somebody's house. So we're just gonna stay.
Because it's a whole hill right there at the garage.
So that was the end of our efforts to get out and try to go anywhere. As I said, a lot of people had it worse than what we did. They've been without power, and in some cases water since Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening.
And what scared me is like they told us to, run our water, like let it drip. So I let all the faucets drip, and our pipes still were frozen. When I went to go flush that toilet and it wouldn't flush, that's when I started getting nervous. I'm like, these pipes are frozen.
And we still don't know because the weather isn't really it's not above freezing yet. I think it's about to get above freezing
This weekend.
Yeah, this weekend. So that unfortunately is the thing that could still happen once stuff starts thawing out.
And that's what I'm afraid of.
Hopefully we are through the worst of it now.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Do not hopefully want to do. If I never see snow again, it'll be entirely. I don't think anybody has ever actually gone out and played in the snow. Nobody wants to look at it now.
No, they actually went out the first day. They went out, the first day because it was not new to them. At least 2 of them got out and played in the Braden and Gabby.
For the couple hours we had power, we would go charge our phones. So I'm looking on my phone trying to figure out like, why is it like this? Who messed up? And just getting madder and madder as I look at the phone, and the goaters pointing fingers at the power company pointing fingers at the goaters. Like, okay, I don't care whose fault, something just fix it.
Yeah.
How do we make sure this does not happen again? Texas has more oil, more natural gas. We got all the power. So why do we not have it? Somebody need to figure that out. This happened like in 2011. Y'all remember we tried to have a Super Bowl? We had a Super Bowl and it was freezing then. And a lot of the recommendations were made, but nothing was actually done in terms
Hopefully they'll do something this time because more people the whole state of Texas is affected. So hopefully this time somebody will do something about it.
I would like to think so. I'm mighty afraid next time this happens. Probably next year or 2 years from now, we might go through the same nonsense again.
Yeah, what's scary is people are literally dying on the streets, like freezing. Like I was reading somewhere where a guy was just sitting up and he froze to death. So I feel bad for the homeless, the homeless people.
Yeah, and some people, just even in their homes, if they didn't have power for a long time or didn't have any way to generate, especially the elderly. It's just.
I've been checking on my mom around the clock, making sure she is okay.
I can
She's in
verify she
Louisiana.
has.
Yeah. But the thing about Louisiana is what about 3 or 4 hospitals, they were without heat and water. And I'm like, how can you run a hospital without heat and water? But luckily somebody came in and brought them some water. But it's rough everywhere. The good thing about my family in Louisiana is they still had electricity. Now their electricity didn't go out.
Yeah.
Well, we just wanted to come on really quick to let y'all know we are okay. We are surviving.
Yeah,
we are
everybody's been, people been calling and texting and whatever way they had to get in contact with us. People have been trying to get in contact with us to make sure we are okay, and we appreciate it.
Pray for Texas and Louisiana and all the other states that are affected. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we will see y'all in the next video. Bye, everyone.
Stay warm.